Sorry,
All
my
right.
tape list sucked, man.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's
No
all I
big deal.
got. There's just
I
one
mean,
box.
There's probably a couple on there that I might need. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But like I said, if you send them to me and they're your tapes, I'll do them for you.
All right.
You know, because you have sentimental value. Well,
Yeah.
Capital Carnage. How old were you when you watched that? And you're like, yeah, I don't know what it was, Sting or whatever, and you're going banana over it.
I was probably, I don't know, 15. I don't know if I was 15 when Capital Carnage came. When was Capital Carnage?
Was it 89?
Well, no, that was a
Yeah, I think it was 89, wasn't it?
Oh, you're talking about the WWF Capital Carnage?
Yeah.
That was 98, I think.
Yeah, so it would have been like 14,
so you were
15.
smart enough then.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of Capital Combat. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrong event.
Oh,
I'll shut
RoboCop.
up. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, I ain't got a problem with that, man. Just send them to me. I'll make copies for you, and I'll give you the tapes back. You can just do whatever you want. You can bury them, whatever.
Sorry, I'm
Hang on
not
a
as
sec.
old as you guys.
Not me. Dude, I'm almost old enough that I could have worked in the AWA. Fuck.
Larry Winters worked in the AWA. Did you guys see that video?
Exactly.
Dude posted a video of Larry Winters.
Is only like 3 years older than me.
Chad Austin versus what is it? Jake the Milkman Millman? Was that his name?
I would have loved that. But now, my new favorite guy is Tom Rocky Stone.
Tom Rocky Stone. I've heard that name before. I don't know if I've ever seen him.
Well, he had a jacket. You had to remember. Yeah, exactly. A lot of guys didn't even have that. But he had a jacket on so that when he did his pose, the classic, yeah, and he took his jacket off. You were supposed to think that he's somebody, and then all of a sudden, Greg Gagne hits the ring, and you still wonder, I wonder who's going to win this match.
Shane
Nick Goulas' kid, or Greg Gagne?
All right.
The triple threat put fucking Eric Watts in there.
Oof.
The what?
Aaron said the triple threat put Eric Watts in there.
Oh, no, I'm not. Why? I think Eric Watts is what drove Bill Watts to insanity. That's why he fucking shouted out about Hank Aaron and shit.
I gotta get out. Gotta get out of here. I can't book my kid no more.
Yeah, this fucking kid can't do shit. I mean, we booked.
Now I know how Mosca felt.
Yeah, it even worse. Well, not worse, but just as bad. What about Ole's kid? We sent him to Smoky Mountain, and Jim Cornette couldn't get him over. For goddamn, if this guy can't get Ole Anderson's son over as Hook, let's say Hook. And he's a shooter. Hook is a shooter who, by the way, throws the worst kicks in the business at this point in his career. Yeah, but if he couldn't do that, like, what was the sense?
Ridiculous. They can't all be Randy Orton, I guess. Let me see.
Well, I don't know what you guys thought about this show, but I got a lot of notes, and they're probably not that fucking fantastic. It's 2 pages of me going, I think what the fuck's probably on here 7, 8, 9. Hold on, I'm looking. 10. There's 12 right here. It's 3/4 down the first page. And I got to turn the page over here. There's at least 2 on this page. But by the way, while I got you guys, The next couple weeks is going to be a little fucked up, and I guess you guys understand why, right?
Oh
Because of
yeah,
the
yeah.
wedding.
I was kind of thinking about that anyway. Like if you have to take a break or what have you, it's fine. I mean, life comes first.
No, I'd rather do this. I mean, I can get married to anybody.
I was gonna say next week for me.
Yeah.
Next week for me is fucked because we got inventory at work, so I'm basically working 7 days, so I ain't gonna be able to do shit next week.
Well, I mean, the only days that I'm not going to be around, I think. Well, it's not even like they're not going to be around. It's going to be around during certain hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think it's the Thursday before the wedding. The Friday is I'm meeting Roy for the first time. Oh my God, I hope you're recording all this. I'm meeting Roy for the first time. I invited him to my wedding. I've known him for over 20 years that I've never met him. We've been
Never met him in person.
No.
That's cool though. That's cool as shit though.
He's crazy. I don't think he's a sane person. I don't know. I'm afraid of this. No, Roy, it's going to be great because, I mean, he doesn't know Baltimore, so he doesn't know any of the Baltimore. Like, he's never seen the Baltimore arena,
Mm-hmm.
like all that shit. So we'll go out and, get drunk and all that stuff. So, I mean, during the week, I'm probably free. And even if I'm not free for the exact, by the time you guys record, it's always 7, 8 o'clock. So, I'll be done my shit. I got cufflinks today for my suit. This Ric Flair's.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jess got them for me. I said,
That's
"What the
cool.
fuck are these?" She said, "The Ric Flair's cufflinks."
That's badass.
I'm gonna be on A&E. They're gonna. I'm going. How much does this wedding cost? She goes, "You don't even want to know." And I was like, "What do you mean I don't want to know?" She goes, "Well, you could be driving a way better car if you knew how much this wedding cost." And I just said, "All right, whatever, man. As long as the check clears."
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck we're making here.
Like we had to bust in Larry Winters and
Glenn Osborne.
We gotta run a show in the backyard. I mean, there's enough kids just in the alley anyway. I can just shake them down for $5.
The Canadian Wolfman set up the floral arrangement.
I don't think that's happening. and he's pulling all the bouquets out of his back, like his back of his pants. They're all stuck in his ass.
Maybe if we have to take a week off, I can just put outtakes together as a show. That's what I'll do.
Well, I mean, I try to not do all that, as we already talked about this before. I just try to keep doing it. I always try to make time for something that I believe in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
I believe that we got a good thing going here.
But like I said, I was, I knew that it was coming up soon, so I was kind of planning on if we have to take a week or a week and a half off or something, it's no big deal. I know Aaron's got, like he said, he's got inventory next week, so that probably won't
fucking be
conducive for him.
I got inventory. I mean, what, you got a whole bunch of new guys coming that are getting hired?
You try to count a fucking goddamn Walmart full of freight. Ain't fucking easy. It's a fucking goddamn event, man.
Well, wait till you get the package that I mailed you about 15 days ago. The receipt said you should have got it on like April 11th.
Well, I didn't get it.
Of course you didn't, because you would have told me you've got it. The mail here is it's so bad. I don't know what happened, man. Like something happened with they always say it trickles down to Trump. Like something happened where he cut the post office nonsense, whatever. And the post office here, that's our hub, like they got rid of all their sorting machines. and it's their hub. So where all the mail comes in here, it gets sorted out and goes to the subsidiaries, right?
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true, but because I don't care about politics. But didn't they say like Trump did something where he like wanted to get rid of the fucking post office sorting machines because of like the election or something?
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know about that. I'm just telling you like what I heard about it. I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm just like, well, they have no sorting machines here, so they can't sort the outgoing mail, right?
They just got a bunch of guys now.
So it's Trump's fault I don't have my Portland wrestling yet.
Fucking Trump.
Yeah, fucking asshole.
Well, I don't care who you're blaming on. All I'm telling you is I mailed it like March and shit. I mean, it ain't my fault you live in some fucking secluded, fucking Baron Miguel secluded place.
Baron McPhail secluded.
That might be the name of the show already.
We haven't even did the show yet.
We haven't even did the show yet. Yeah. We got a name before the show.
Oh, because believe me, we haven't even did the show yet. I'm starting to find. I mean, unless you want to do this on the show, but I'm starting to find I'm taking more notes on shows that are worse than shows that are good. Just like jokingly wise, just you know what I mean?
Yep, you have to.
Like, how can I take any of this serious?
It's like a bad job. You have to laugh at it or you'll go insane.
All right, I'm back in the house now.
Now Aaron left.
We don't need him anyway. We've already done. So how did the last We Can't Wrestle show do? Was there any response to that? How was that by any chance? I couldn't listen to the whole entire thing.
It was fucking hilarious. I loved it.
It was?
Yeah, it was funny.
I listened to about, I don't know, 15 minutes of it or whatever, and then everything started happening, so I just kind of cut it off. So I never got a chance to listen to the rest of it. But I was like, I know this show took a turn for the worse at some point.
Yeah, it kind of did.
It didn't sound like it at first when we were doing it, but I just went to bed going, I know this show took a turn for the worse.
Did you get to Gay Bruno? Did you get that far?
No.
That's kind of where it turned.
Gay Bruno was fantastic.
That's kind of where it turned, was Gay Bruno. With me going, get over here, Ivan Koloff, you Russian bear, you.
Well, I got the house to myself basically for 4 days because Jess is down with her bridal shit, so I'll probably put it on at some point.
Yeah, it was fun. It was.
You guys
fun.
ready to do this nonsense?
Gay Bruno was fucking classic.
What was it?
Gay Bruno was classic.
All right. This week on Reliving the Extreme, we are going to see a wrestler posing as a lumberjack or a lumberjack posing as a wrestler. I'm not quite sure. And many other things that we got to review this week as we reviewed the episode of ECW from December the 7th of 1993. Nate Maxon here with you, along, of course, with my brother Aaron.
What's up, bitches?
And ECW's Chad Austin.
Top of the muffin to you.
Welcome to the show, everybody. How's it going out there, guys? Other than suffering through this show this week.
Well, that was the worst part of my week. I had my doctor said I had arthritis in my foot. I had angioplastic in the back of my heel. I had arthritis again in my wrist. But other than that, the show was worse than this. I walked out of there feeling okay.
It was kind of rough ski this week. Now, what I will say is this show didn't have as many. What's the
matches?
Word I'm looking for? Well, it had matches. They were, I guess, if you want to call them that. But I did some research into one part of the show too. Yep, I did that. But I'll get to it when we get to it. We open the show with Joey Styles in the Eagle's Nest. I think,
and he's bumping fucking like if you look at it, it's like he turns on the show and here's Joey Styles just bumping Roughneck up in his apartment. He's just like, yeah, can I get a Roughneck?
You think Joey Styles' wife calls him a roughneck? Like after he gives him a good quote.
Joey, you roughneck, you. Joey, is this the first time we've seen Joey in this little Eagle's Nest thing? That
no, it's not.
No,
we've seen it before. Okay. It was Aaron. You're right. Like wasn't it before? Like it was November to Remember, right? He was already there then, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's when he's claiming he's in the Eagle's Nest. He's not in the Eagle's Nest. He's in a fucking bathroom or whatever. But yeah, he's just bumping Roughneck.
Gotta have a what?
A Roughneck. It's Joey's jam.
Wait till I'm in that video.
And this, of course, leads to Mr. Hughes with his manager Jason against who the hell is Mike Norman? Chad, do you know who Mike Norman is?
Stormer Mike Norman. He's the reason why the ring didn't fall apart.
Oh, okay.
He put the ring up.
And he got to get beat up by Mr. Hughes.
He was part of Mikey's crew. It was Mikey. It was Mike. I mean, all these guys are great. All these guys are fantastic guys. A little bit later, Pablo, I think, came in. Mm-hmm. Dino Sendoff kind of came in. A lot of them guys came in because they came with the ring, because they put the ring up, and that's a hell of a payday, right?
Right.
I mean, you're getting X amount of money. You're getting fucking M amount of money by driving the ring, because the guy getting paid for the ring rental is getting paid the X amount of money. You're getting like L amount of money to take the ring there, set it up, and then you get to work. So you get double payday. So good for them guys.
Well, and I wrote down here, as far as being what he was supposed to be doing for Mr. Hughes, which was making Mr. Hughes look badass and bumping for him. He did a good job. I mean, it was an effective squash.
No, you're right. Because I mean, my next sentence was it was just a squash, but he didn't do anything wrong, and everything that he was supposed to do, he did right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That drop kick. I mean, who the fuck would take a drop kick from Mr. Hughes?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's like
where he's doing the ring
and that's even in my notes. It's like, Jesus Christ, Mr. Hughes does a better drop kick than the Sandman.
And I'm sure getting drop kicked by Mr. Hughes is like having an air compressor thrown at you. Fuck.
I mean, wait till we get to work. When I get to work him, he's light as a feather. He's a talented guy. He can work. He can take care of a person. And Mike Norman wasn't a bad hand.
Right.
He wasn't a bad guy to have as a TV guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like I said, he put the ring together.
And I also thought this match did a good job because nothing really happened in it, which is okay because it gave Joey time to tell you guys, or not you guys, but everybody that's watching what's coming up. So like Joey didn't really have to like talk about the match. He could just say, "Hey, this is what's coming up on the show," because he doesn't have to call anything because nothing's fucking happening. That makes sense.
And not to mention, he got a chance to put over Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Like put over Jason as a manager. Like he put him over. Like remember the spot where he went to this cologne, and Joe was like, "Oh, it's cologne. I can't stand this."
Yeah, he hasn't started saying that Jason gives him hives yet, but that's where we're headed.
No, he kind of didn't say it today. I don't remember him actually saying that, but he did mention like Aaron was saying. It showcased the talent, but it also showcased Jason as being the manager because they were like, "This is the guy we're going to fucking go with."
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this guy over, and Joey. It's like he must be somebody he must have owed money to in high school or something. like he didn't like him from the get-go.
Yeah. They might have the longest running rivalry through the history of ECW.
Like Raven and Trina
and Tommy
on Joey Styles and Jason. Fuck.
And why did they pick this time to like fucking knock Mark Marrow? Which I have no problem with knocking Mark Marrow, but they were like, oh well, let's pick the Curtis Hughes match to just make fun of Mark Marrow.
I didn't catch it. What
he was doing the bad man gimmick. So he was Joey. He was talking about how Mr. Hughes is a bad man, and he was better than a bad man on another show, obviously alluding to Johnny B. Bad or something to that effect. I didn't write down exactly what he said.
Oh, I wouldn't have any idea on this whatsoever. I mean, Paulie would have had what little, if any, interaction with Johnny B. Bad in WCW, correct? Am I wrong? I mean, educate me if I'm not accurate.
No, you're right. You're right. Well, maybe 90. Johnny B. Bad came in 91. Paulie was there in 92 with the Dangerous Alliance for a little bit, but yeah, I doubt they had much interaction.
Do you? I mean, would you possibly think in a million years that Paulie tried to do business with Mark Marrow?
Lord, no.
To bring him in.
Well, I don't know.
Could you imagine Mark Marrow in the ECW arena?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is he the experiment of I could bring anybody in here? Watch this.
It's going to be Mark Marrow.
Yes. Maybe we're on to something here, man. We booked Mark Marrow at the ECW arena.
The kiss that don't miss in the ECW arena.
With Hunter Q as manager. Oh.
It's one match against JT Smith. And the finish has to be JT has to do a moonsault.
And how many missed spots would there be in that match?
Oh, as many as they were prepared. I don't know how that. I don't know how that works. How they put their shit together, but I'm sure none of them are going to come off properly. But we digress here.
Yes, we digress into we get our intro video to start the show, of course, or after the match to start the show. And then we get our buddy Matty in the house, and he announces that the fans have chosen Sabu versus Terry Funk as the main event at Holiday Hell. Yeah, big surprise. We get a Terry Funk video interspliced with promos and a Sabu highlight video, and I put
the Terry Funk video is fun because it starts where he's just like, I'm Terry Funk, I'm really happy to be here or whatever, and he's calm as shit, and then they go into his video and it just shows him being fucking batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm. Kind of showing evolution of his time in ECW.
Aaron, I agree totally on that statement because I kind of thought the same thing. I said, wow, you're showing Terry Funk from day one in ECW to day now in ECW.
And it's showing the evolution of the fact that Paulie and Terry have had a fucking day one.
Yeah, I have no idea what Paulie and I mean Terry was always there. Like I don't know if Terry and Paul ever had a problem because I don't think Paul was the guy that actually paid Terry.
Well, no, I'm not saying like them personally. I'm just saying like the video shows their like storyline beef. You know, like day one, Terry and Paul had a beef day one, and it's evolved into whatever's going on now with him now bringing in Sabu and all that shit.
Can you imagine, like, what Todd's poor payroll was then? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think Paul was charging? You know? He was probably charging like the bare minimum just to get to do what he wants to do. But you think Funk is going to commit into a United States territory, like that.
Right.
For less than what? 2,000 a week, 3,000 a week,
easily. Yeah.
And that's if he's bored,
right.
he got nothing else to do.
I have nothing to do, so give me $2,000 and I'll come work your show in Philly. Well, and I mean, I guess advantageous of it. I guess that's advantageous of them to use. We kind of harp on this promotion in the early days here of using footage over and over and over again. But then again, if I paid Road Warrior Hawk and Terry Funk each $2,000 to be at the ECW arena, I'm going to record as much shit as I can for that one night, and then we're just going to use it for a month.
Or ever.
Yeah.
or until we become extreme.
They also have a Sabu video here, and I put down the Sabu footage is insanely good. Just anything Sabu is good, I think. But
the best part about the Sabu footage is him not breaking the table.
Mm-hmm.
I always think it's cool, it's great when he breaks the table, but when it don't break and he gets pissed off, and he resets it up, does it again, and then when it don't break again, he gets really pissed off, and then it's like a butt flop through it.
Well, the great thing about Sabu is he has that old adage that sometimes Cornette talks about with certain guys like Johnny Valentine or Stone Cold Steve Austin or Roddy Piper. I know the rest of this stuff is fake, but that guy's real. And Sabu is one of those wrestlers that has that air to him. Like, the rest of this stuff might be staged, but look at this guy. This is real.
Well, I can tell you this firsthand. Sabu is real. I was just willing enough to go along with it.
Mm.
That's real. He beat the shit out of me. And you wait till we get to July. Oh, good God.
You're still feeling it today?
I think so. I mean, Sabu reached out to me on Twitter and asked me how I'm doing. How do you think I'm doing? Have you watched the match between us? Look at me. You put me through a table, my head hit was in between the ring apron and on a table and everything. Get out of here.
Sabu's like, so you're doing all right then, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing better than you. At least my wife still has her leg. You might want to edit that out because me and Sabu are talking. I don't know about that. But as a matter of fact, I don't give a fuck. Me and Sabu don't talk that much.
And in the middle of the Terry Funk Sabu video, Paulie cut a great fucking promo.
A hell of a promo.
Of course. I mean, everybody needs to know about Hanukkah.
The high holidays. And then he starts speaking in fucking Latin or whatever. He's like, Hamadate, and all that shit. It's fucking great.
We call it babushka.
Babushka.
Because Jess is Jewish. She got me honorary yarmulke. It's got the WWE logo on it. I'll post a picture of it.
WWE yarmulke.
Yeah, I'm wrestling Jewish.
Those sons of bitches will sell anything, won't they?
I mean, she found it. I don't know how she found it.
It was a Barry Horowitz website.
Hey, what? Whatever, man. I got one. I mean, you guys always brag about your fucking collection and stuff like that, but I mean, did any of you guys ever call the 215-544-0421 number, the hotline?
No.
What do you mean? Because you can also, after you sit through all the numbers, all the information that they don't give you at all, you can sign up for the school. It's the same number.
It's all the same number.
Like is JT Smith going to answer the phone and say, "Yeah, ECW hotline"?
I would picture
JT to go pick up the phone, and when he grabs the receiver, he just
He says, save
Flops
your
it.
family?
No, what I picture is JT Smith doing the Kramer movie phone gimmick.
Yeah.
When he's like, why don't you just tell me if you want to go to the wrestling school?
Yeah, but JT's gimmick is that he fucks everything up. So he's got to be like, why but don't you but tell me, the movie, that you want to see, Like, like why not fuck it up like that? You can't do it like movie phone because that would be a competition of movie phone. It's FILM. And Kramer's FILT. Filth.
The
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Back to what Aaron was saying about Heyman's promo here. Very well done. One of the lines in there is that Terry's going to tell his young daughter, or he's telling Terry's young daughters, Daddy is going to go to hell at Holiday Hell. And then, like Chad alluded to, we get the ad for the ECW Wrestling Academy as narrated by Jay Sully. An ad for ECW hats, merchandise, and ramen noodles, or whatever they were advertising there.
Hats, t-shirts, videotapes,
and ramen noodles. Joey also now back in the Eagle's Nest, introducing us to a match between JT Smith and Johnny Hotbody. Oof.
I can't even read my handwriting. All I did was wrote, the first thing I can read is O. Oh, this should be a doozy. Oh, that's what I wrote. And I don't think I'm off on this.
My first note is Johnny Hotbody might have the most unfortunate haircut in the history of haircuts.
Johnny Hotbody was the first victim of the Flowbee. Yeah.
Yeah, like when he gets knocked out of the ring, it looks like he gets shot in the head without actually being shot in the head. Like his hair just like his hair does like a Bull Nucano 95. Like it just stands up. Like the top of it just stands up. Joey even mentions it. And he's like, ugh, look at that haircut. You know, but it's like,
put the do-rag back on.
Yeah, do-rag of doom. Put your shit back on, buddy. But
right.
Yeah.
So we've already gotten rid of the Christopher Michaels and who else? The Hunters.
Well, Candido was the other one.
Well, Candido didn't necessarily leave. He
bounced. He was just like, I'm going to Smoky Mountain. This is fucking
but now are we starting to see the new crop getting ready to get faded out?
Oh God, I hope, because we keep like this bad Penny Hunter. You know, he keeps popping back up every week.
Yeah, I thought when he said he was retired in the mountains,
yeah,
I thought he was just going to leave. I didn't know he was going to come back with a fucking lumberjack.
How could you not know, Aaron? He said he was going to the mountains.
I thought he was going to retire and get eaten by a bear, but he came back with a fucking lumberjack.
If this is December 93, then I don't remember when the next taping was. I mean, Nate, you might know. Was it like January the 3rd or January the 2nd? Like it may have been right around New Year's Eve, like right around New Year's when they had the other taping, and everything changed. And then you started seeing all them other guys, like my friend Johnny Hotbody and all them other guys, like really getting phased out. Do you think that's when Paul like got the grip?
Probably, yeah. And you're probably right about probably around January 3rd. This Holiday Hell's on the 26th, and the TV taping's probably the next Saturday. I would have to get into the torch and see when it actually was, but I'm sure that's right around that time frame.
My only other notes on this fucking fiasco is that leg drop that Johnny Hotbody attempts to do on JT, he just fucking plops his ass on the mat. Like, he doesn't hit anything. He just plops like a human pear. Like that's what Johnny Hotbody is to me. He's like a fucking human pear. He's shaped like a fucking pear, and he just plops his ass down on the mat, and then
come on, give it to me. I think I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going.
they attempt to do that sunset flip off the top rope.
That's in my notes.
And it's not bad, it's sudden. Like like it happens so just sudden. Like they drop like a fucking brick. It's so fucking bad.
I don't really have much more different to say, other than the fact that I couldn't believe the terrible chair shot. I couldn't any of it. It was all just goddamn ridiculous. and yeah, after the leg drop, now it's a wonder why the Hogan leg drop didn't get over. Why it got over as good as it did, because that was devastating. He dropped that leg about 7 inches away from. He fucked that mat up, Aaron. That match never going to be the same. How close he was to that leg drop. Yeah, that match was it was everything that I thought it was going to be going into these notes, and that's why I wasted a piece of this paper just writing notes on this goddamn thing.
Stormin' Norman was like, "Fuck," he broke it. He broke the ring.
Yeah, that was a. Oh shit! Yeah, that was a. That was a. Yeah, that wasn't fantastic. That wasn't fantastic. I'd rather watch Tux Newman promos.
JT Smith gets the win here after a Kane botched deal with Hunter and Johnny Hotbody. All right, we get the Paulie Dangerously ECW hotline ad, followed by what is supposed to be, I guess it kind of happens, Bad Breed versus Tasmaniac and Kevin Sullivan. Instead of going into the match, Kevin Sullivan cracks JT Smith with a chair as JT's headed to the back. Insanity ensues. As he's beating up JT, Taz goes to the ring on his own and pretty much beats he beats Ian in seconds. And what did we think of this insanity, Chad?
Oh, I don't know. My notes are all fucked up. All I had was the Rottens, or the Rottens get beat up. Bad Breed get beat up.
Essentially Sullivan attacked JT in the aisle, so he never even hit the ring.
But this is all coming back to break, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't miss anything.
No.
Oh, because I completely left the room. I got a car wash. But I mean,
basically,
so I didn't miss anything.
JT bumped into woman and Sullivan took offense.
So then just hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
And then
JT was trying to stumble out from getting his ass kicked and then bumped into woman, and then Sullivan kicks the shit out of him, and JT takes a hell of an ass whooping.
Goddamn woman. What can you say about that, bro? Good God. A
bump into woman.
She's probably one of the most striking people I've ever seen in person. At like 8 a.m. It's incredible.
Like we've discussed on the show before, I think we all were in agreement right up there with Sherry, as the two best heel valets / managers in the history of the business.
For two different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One bumping and one psychology wise.
Absolutely. Yeah. This segment didn't make, it made Sullivan You know, it kept up his crazy gimmick that he always kept up. It made Taz look like a badass. But I don't think because there was so much confusion surrounding everything, I don't think it made the Bad Breed look bad that Ian took the fall so quick. You know, they were kind of distracted, or their characters were distracted or whatever by what was going on. So I think everybody came out of this segment okay.
Oh, clearly the fall was not the objective, the goal of the angle. That was not the deal. But I mean, somebody had to do it, blah blah blah, and it sounded great on paper, right?
Right.
They beat the Bad Breed. Oh my god, blah blah blah. Yeah, but yeah, I agree, but I'm not sure why it couldn't have been a couple of job guys. I'm starting to believe that this is the downfall of the Rottens.
Yeah, they didn't give Ian time to get his gunt put away before he got put on the ground.
No, that belly was prominent. It was as prominent as the 25 people that go to the IWA shows. And I love Ian, and he's going to kill me over this, but whatever. But you know what I mean. I'm starting to think. I have no idea. I really wish I would have known what the downfall of Ian was in ECW. I don't know, and I'd like to know that because I was around them guys. I travel with them guys and everything. So it's kind of like you think I would know, right?
So it was
I would have heard something.
I guess my question then for you with traveling with him and stuff was it one of those things where one week he was with you and then the next week he was just gone and you didn't ever see him around again? Is that how it went?
Axel?
No, Ian. Is that how it went down with him?
No. I mean, back in the day, Axel was sober. Like, he didn't even do drugs. He had never done drugs. And Ian, as far as I know, he had never done drugs either.
So, yeah, I mean,
yeah, we all just went to shows together and stuff and worked together. Like, it wasn't even like that culture. It wasn't really until Axel, I can't say anything about Ian because I don't know about Ian. Yeah, I know about Axel. Axel didn't smoke, he didn't drink. He didn't do anything until he started doing the hard stuff.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I don't know what led to the downfall of Ian with ECW, but I think we're going to start their feud with each other soon, aren't we? Isn't that 94?
Yeah, and I'm not sure I even have that tape. Is that a tape that's even out there
with the Type A death match on it?
Yeah,
or the Type. It has to be because I've seen the match, so there had to be some kind of a video of it, and not just highlights either. I think I've actually seen the match, not just like highlights on the TV show, or whatever. But
I was there for it, dude. It was ridiculous. Like, it was ridiculous before it even happened. No, I'm not even kidding. It was that kind of ridiculous because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. I mean, we're not even there yet. So, I mean, do you guys want to go into that?
We can save it for when we get there.
What is this? Jesus. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I mean, we can save it for when we get there because that's a pretty cool story. Because I do have a little bit of a story as to maybe why Ian was no longer in the company, but
goody.
I don't think that's the fucking definite. I don't think that's the reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that was kind of like maybe this guy's not for us.
The next thing we have is an ad for the Variety Club.
Yeah. The Variety Club that is working to help the families of of downtrodden people like Chris Michaels and the Sandman and Big Sal, and
What?
they like donate to these people to help take the burden off the shoulders of the families of like people like Chris Michaels and the Sandman and Big Sal. The Variety Club.
I totally disagree, Aaron. I totally disagree.
You know what I think is wonderful? Oh, go ahead, Chad.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say. I was just going to say. I think it's fantastic that every week I like to detail the show, so I like to run through. Okay, we got a hotline ad, we got an ad for this, we got an ad for that. But every week when I talk about the Variety Club ad, Aaron has a new like summation of his own Variety Club.
Because I think he wants to get in on it. I think he's got an in, and I think he's trying to capitalize on the variety.
Yeah. It's the spice of life, man.
Variety.
And then we get the age-old, I think since week 1, Jimmy Snuka deal. ECW. I don't even know what he says. Yeah, who?
Nobody takes care of more not business than Jimmy Snuka. That guy is taking care of so not business. In 93?
Yeah.
It's almost 20 years and taking care of business.
It caught up to him eventually. Fucking slacker Snuka.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It caught up to him eventually.
It kind of happens to you.
Up next, Hunter Q has brought us his findings from the mountains. Jesus
the lumberjack.
Christ. All right, so this guy. Now, I guess I'll ask Chad. Do you remember this dude? Were you on any shows with him? I know he only made a few appearances because I'm I don't know, a sadist or whatever,
Sadist.
a masochist to myself.
Nice.
I don't want to know what you do with your balls, buddy.
What the fuck?
I try to do research on this guy. Okay.
Yeah, what kind of people am I involved with? I'm gonna do research on you. I'm a masochist. I'm a sadist. I believe in the Walking Dead.
You should have done a background check before you joined the podcast. This lumberjack dude, the only place that there's any information on him is this thing, the International Wrestling Database. All it has listed for him. Check this out. Date of birth unknown, nationality unknown, matches 2, ring name the lumberjack, preferred name the lumberjack, gender male. And then if you try to do any more searching, any more deeper on this dude, it's Google's like, did you mean the Yukon lumberjacks? There's nothing on this cat, so I know nothing about this guy.
It's a big fog, man. They're casting a big fog. They don't want you to know that he is somebody that you've already seen, and you don't know that you've already seen him. Think deep. Think about.
Is he a super destroyer?
Of course he is.
Ah.
It's Doug Stahl. He's the big super destroyer. I guess the one that didn't do the job.
I was gonna say he was the one that didn't take his mask off.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I didn't need to do my research. All I needed to do was listen to Reliving the Extreme, ladies and gentlemen.
I pulled that out of my ass too, though.
I can't even believe you guys didn't even think that at all. Like,
no,
you guys didn't even put it together. Like, that's Doug. I mean, granted, I'm sure you didn't know his name, but I mean, it's one of the super destroyers.
What a great story that would have been if they'd have told it. Hunter got the other super destroyer back on his side again.
Well, who was Mr. X?
That's what I want to know about it.
Who was Mr. X?
Wait till I get my notes about this. Because Mr. X has got to be a Paulie favorite from WWE TV, right? Mr. X. many times did they ever have a Mr. X on TV? They always said, "What's his name? I don't know."
It's
Put him under a hood. What's his name? Mr. X.
Either Mr. X or Dr. X, one of the two.
Well, if the lumberjack is Doug Destroyer,
Doug
Mr. X has to be either Jay Sully or Stevie Wonderful.
I don't think it's either one. I think it's somebody Hervé Ernesto knows that probably drove the truck to the building. Just go out there and take the Oxbaker. All he's going to do is slam you a couple times. It may hurt a little bit, but you'll get over it. And then he's going to punch you in the heart. It's awesome.
And this segment, whatever, better left. We said enough about it, didn't we?
I thought it got Time to Rock.
It got enough attention.
Yeah, Doug Destroyer versus the masked Stevie Wonderful. It was good.
No, I thought you would play like It's Time to Rock or something, like a video, like a song in the background. We're getting ready to do a Rock and Rebel video.
Yeah, that's in my notes. It's like they're like, oh, it's Rock and Rebel, and then it was just some generic jackass music. It's
I figured Nate would throw some cool music behind it, for the show. Like, yeah,
we got
the kid is hot tonight. Whoa, hot tonight.
We got shitty karaoke music for everybody, but then the Rock and Rebel comes on, and it's just fucking generic jackass music. It's like they don't have like a shitty karaoke version of like Welcome to the Jungle or something. It was bad.
I think that was it.
And the video had too much Chris Michaels in it, by the way.
Oh no, you can never have enough Chris Michaels. Like, I wonder what his hairdresser's doing these days. Because
Chris Michaels just advanced in the tournament of the worst.
Yes, he did. He beat Ivan
Putski.
Right? He beat who?
Ivan Putski.
Aaron picked the brackets.
Ivan Putski, yeah, he's pretty bad, but I picked Sir Christopher Michaels. Yeah,
me too. He had to get my vote. He's our MVP of the worst of the.
As long as I could avoid the Polish Hammer, I'm fine.
I'm voting him all the way to the finals.
Let's hope Archie Mitchell does too.
I'll give him a couple cheeseburgers. He'll be good with it. Next ad, we can bring ECW to your town, folks. Your community event, your what have yous. Another ECW Academy ad. I hope everybody's ready for Chetty because he'll be in there at some point. Joey, now in the ring, is supposed to start interviewing the ECW champion Shane Douglas, but we get interrupted by Maddie. And this goes on and on.
Forever.
And on and on.
It's terrible. He doesn't know how to pronounce Tasmaniac either.
Maddie?
Yeah, Maddie doesn't know how to pronounce Tasmaniac.
Doesn't he say it with an S? S.
He says JT Smith and da-da-da-da. I'm looking at my notes. And Maddie says Tasmaniac.
You can't even read it. It's so bad, right?
Well, can we at least just get over all this and just get to woman?
Hallelujah.
Can you just bring woman out? Can you just parade Nancy out in front of all the people and put her on television, for Christ's sake? Forget about whatever this nonsense was, what we were just talking about.
And before they put women on TV, they have to give us the recap of the tag championship win by Tommy Dreamer and Johnny Gunn. And the next week we will see Kevin Sullivan in the how does that go, Aaron? Tasmaniac. against Dreamer.
Maddie said Tasmaniac. Because he's a fucking retard.
I don't even think it's funny, and I'm laughing.
Tasmaniac. Tasmaniac.
Tis T-I-S?
Tasmaniac.
You guys get together on the spelling. You guys get together on the spelling, and I'll make it the title of the episode.
He says Tasmaniac. Because he's a fucking waterhead. Maddie is a waterhead.
I don't know anything about that. Do you think he's gay? Like, I kind of thought maybe he's gay.
I don't have a problem with that. If he's gay, that's fine. But I'd have a big problem with his mispronouncing of people's names.
Oh, you don't give a shit if he sucks dicks and shit, but you give a fuck if he can't pronounce what's the word?
Yeah, it's like take the dick out of your mouth long enough to pronounce a name right.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
The Jizzmaniac.
Well, he's never going to say that with a dick in his mouth or a dick not.
That might have to be edited out.
He's never going to say that. Unless it's a dare. I dare him to. Whoever Maddie in the house is.
He's never going to hear this. He can't afford the internet at this point. All right.
Prison? All right, how much you want to bet Maddie's dead? I bet Maddie's dead. Well, anyway, come on, guys. Let's be serious here. Like,
that's what we do. That's what we do so well around here.
I'm thinking about. I don't want to think about it, but I'm thinking about Gay Bruno and Gay Maddie.
Hey!
Hey!
No,
I'll tell you how to take it.
This show is going to need a lot of editing.
Gay Bruno and Gay Maddie.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys want to do for the rest of the show. We don't have a whole lot of time, but I'll get right to it. I really loved, like, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I really liked, but I never really got to because, you know, Aaron's immaturity and everything. But
You said Maddie was gay. I'm immature.
Well, I may have said it, but you ran with it. But the Public Enemies promo at the prison, I can't even do this.
You jumped over Shane.
I thought it was great. What's that?
You jumped over Shane's promo.
Oh, no, I didn't. You did. You laughed all the way through it. I gave a whole entire description. Go back and listen, Nate.
Well, let's talk about Shane's promo for a minute.
All right, what you got? What'd you get out of it?
Well, my thing was it was okay, and woman was trying to get Shane to join the Lollipop Guild.
Oh, well, that's why I said yeah. Woman, like let's talk about woman. I thought that was great. Like I don't know whether we got railroaded on talking about other shit.
We did a little bit.
But we did kind of talk about that. But yeah, I mean, woman is, I think I already said it, the most ravishing person I've ever seen live at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I've never seen anybody look like that standing in a hotel lobby getting a continental breakfast. You know, a piece of toast and a bagel and a cup of coffee. And she's makeup on and like she's standing there like she's just pristine. Like, don't touch her. Don't go near her. But that was my impression of woman.
And on top of that, again, we'll beat this to death till she leaves ECW. What a fucking talent, man.
Yeah.
Just
and like I said, I'm going to put that out there that until Taz and Kevin Sullivan break up on the ECW, they're going to be the Lollipop Guild.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything woman does is going to be good. I mean, because she's been with Kevin Sullivan, she's probably 22, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And in the early days, and she's dealing with Florida, so she's got to deal with Eddie Graham, Kevin Sullivan, Dusty. She's not learning from stupid people.
Right.
And she's getting it. And what did she do in ECW? Nothing. She just came out and said a couple of words. If she said a couple of words.
And because she's so talented, and has such a presence, that's all she has to do. I mean, and God bless her, that's easy money for her. And she looked great doing it, I mean,
yeah, like I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to either one of them at all, but she was like the I don't want to say it. She was like she's the chick that does the things that you want her to do, Elizabeth, if that makes sense. It's like I'm not knocking either one of them. I'm just saying she's like the
dirty chick.
Yeah. She's like the dirty chick version of Elizabeth.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't want to put time in with Elizabeth. Like, how much time are you going to put in with Elizabeth? It's going to be, 6 months?
Yeah,
and then eventually she's going to talk about moving in, possibly getting engaged before I even finger banger.
Lots of filet mignon and flowers and.
But woman, just like, shut the fuck up and stick your finger in, bitch.
Yeah, what the fuck? All right, yeah. So woman.
She's like, I've danced with the devil.
It's hot, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's hot. I want a girl that's swung from the ceilings. Yeah, chandeliers.
I mean, what else could I do with her? She fucked a midget.
I slept with a midget.
It wasn't Kevin Sullivan, was it?
I hope not. Because she died of AIDS.
Oh.
I don't think Kevin Sullivan died of AIDS.
Not yet. There's still time.
Jess still can't believe it.
I really do have to edit the shit out of this episode. Or not. All right.
Every time she talks to somebody that's never met me, she goes, Chad slept with a midget, right? And they go, no. And I was hoping it wasn't like a job career thing, where she was like,
died of AIDS? Not yet.
No, it was a midget. Just a midget.
Was it Tiger Jackson?
No, but she actually could have been a worker. Because she was on Jerry Springer. But anyway, I really like the Public Enemy promo from the prison. All right, enough with this. Enough with the midget talk. Enough with the midget hibbity hoopla. Let's get the Public Enemy. That's what we're really talking about. That's what everybody wants to hear about. The ECW review.
Maybe that's what they want to hear.
But they I thought the East. Stop it, Nate. The Public Enemy promo I thought was fantastic. I thought all of it was great. I loved the way they called it the countdown or whatever it was.
Body count match.
Whatever, body count. Yeah, I love that. I love the way they built it up. I thought that was like, that's tremendous. I thought
Mhm.
that was like with no money, man. You know, there wasn't any
Right.
money booking that, right?
No, and this is I can't remember. I think I don't remember if we discussed it on this show here or on We Can't
You're
Wrestle
still thinking
or
about
what
the
have
picture,
you.
aren't you?
Aaron is. I've moved on.
Good.
But
So have I.
I think we discussed before, like this Public Enemy. I still really like. I don't like them when they start getting too cartoony later on. But this Public Enemy is very effective, especially if you put yourself back into 1993 in professional wrestling. This was something very different and a decent gimmick, and they were a good promo. It's when they start getting really cartoony with the "Yeah, Johnny" and all that stuff that they start to get on my nerves a little bit. But
my worry was watching this was when Sports Channel was like, "Oh, what you're about to see is going to be graphic." They're in prison. I'm like, "Oh man, I don't want to see one of these fat pigs get plugged."
You didn't like
I don't
that?
need to see it.
I thought it was you're being ridiculous, but I thought it was cool that they did
No,
that.
you didn't like that, Aaron?
No, I hate the Public Enemy. I don't like any incarnation. I'm sorry, and I'm
All
probably
right. Stop it. Stop. I know we're running a little bit long, but just a couple of months prior to this, Monday Night Raw started. Is this not a better alternative than Monday Night Raw?
Well, the show is, and I get the how do I want to say it, like the presentation of it, but and I'm going to preface this by saying that I like Rocco Rock in the Ring, but like I was never a fan of Public Enemy.
Well, neither was I. But I mean, I didn't never not shake his hand. Thanks for the house, which he probably didn't draw it anyway. But I was, I was thanking him for the fact that he owns a house.
Thanks for owning a house.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, welcome to the
the club.
Like it's like welcome to the Pennsylvania State Correctional Facility where you can roam the hallways by yourself and cut a wrestling promo.
I thought that was the best thing they possibly could have done with what they had. And do you think that was really in the Pennsylvania State Prison? No. It was in some fucking, I don't know.
It was in gay Maddie's dungeon of sex and diet, like nastiness. It was in gay Maddie in the houses.
I don't know. I thought you were going to say Five Guys. That's not going to air.
So the gist of
the
gist of this body count match is that they're going to have a match between Rocco Rock and Pat Tanaka.
It's fucking awesome.
Johnny Grunge and Paul Diamond will be housed in cells. The winner gets to free his partner, and they get to do whatever they want, I guess. And then after 15 minutes, hey, modern wrestling fans, does some of this sound familiar? After 15 minutes, the cells will explode. So somebody's supposed to explode in their cell, pretty much here. Sounds familiar to some of the modern fans, maybe. And that it's something ECW winds up having to apologize for, I believe.
The kaboom?
Yeah, the kaboom.
There was going to be a big kaboom. Earth-shattering kaboom.
I've seen a bigger kabooms from a Sal Balomo. Let me tell you that.
Oh, Sal Balomo. The kids. Bigger kaboom. My wife has a bigger kaboom.
And a caboose.
I like to smack my wife's a bigger kaboom.
What's the matter, you?
All right. So that's the end of this episode of ECW.
I like it to blow my Alfredo sauce against my wife's the pig kaboom.
Jesus
The
Christ.
pierogi.
Watch out for the Stromboli. All right. So overall, guys, are we grading this? I like to go week to week now because some weeks we're like, yeah, it's not even worth grading. Some weeks we have a grade. That's great. But anybody have a grade for this show? You want to give it a rating this week?
C.
I'm still not rating it.
I'll give it a C.
I'm not even gonna argue about why I'm not gonna rate it, because I do see greener pastures. I see it, but it's just not now. That's the problem. It's just not now, and it's not their problem. It's just they're having a growth issue right now. You understand?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's why I keep saying, like, at least the past month. It's been ever since we had that first ECW on TV Sabu Taz match. That was what does that make it? Maybe a month and a half ago. Consistently, what I'm seeing on this show is a tale of two companies. It's like you're trying to use the magic eraser to get rid of your Chris Michaelses and your Johnny Hot Bodies and et cetera. But you still have to use those guys to fill out your card.
Because it's economics.
Right. Because you can only bring in so many Terry Funks.
With the State Athletic Commission.
Mm-hmm. Well, not just that also, but you can only you at this point they can probably only afford so many Terry Funks and Kevin Sullivans, to try to, I don't know, put some names on the show. And you can't have them on every week because that would cost too much, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you can, like Chad said, you can definitely see greener pastures. Each and every week we get a little bit more of what ECW is going to become. And I'm not saying the shows are great, but they definitely get better as the weeks go on. And you have your doozies or your do-ragsies in the case of Johnny Hotbody. But overall, I didn't think this show was terrible. It had its terrible fucking moments, or especially that JT Hotbody deal was rough.
I mean, I gave the match a C just because of how ridiculous it was, and there was so much funny shit on it. And I might be a little steered towards the C because we made it better. Like every time we make the show funnier, it upgrades my grade level. Us.
I think we make the show funnier than they do.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I watched the show and I'm like, that was a D, and then we watch it and the shit gets funnier, and I'm like, well, I guess it wasn't so bad.
I'm going to start using Greek alphabets for my grading on this show. Jesus.
I gave this show an X11.
Some weeks, I don't know if either one of you guys, I know Aaron's not really. I don't know if you are, Chad, or not, but I don't know if you're a horror film fan. But some weeks when my wife and I watch a lot of horror movies. And some weeks when I watch this show, I liken it to when we watch horror movies, because a really fucking bad horror movie is just a comedy movie. Like it's never a bad movie, because when you watch a really bad horror movie, it just becomes a comedy. It's just something that you watch and you laugh at, and yeah, that movie was fucking terrible, but I really enjoyed it because we laughed our asses off for an hour and a half and made fun of it. And that's how I look at some of these ECW shows. I go in thinking I'm going to get a wrestling show. Some weeks I get a comedy.
Well, it's kind of like I said. You got Raw just started a few months prior to this, so look at what they're putting on. They're putting on the same shit, but it's a better same shit than they're doing.
Yes, and that's why I always say on the show too, for people that may be listening, that I don't know, we may have listeners that didn't really watch ECW in its time. Maybe they weren't even alive yet, but if you were a wrestling fan back then, this is you cannot even fathom how different this was and how grab your attention this was. Like Aaron was talking about Public Enemy, and it's cool. You're not a fan. It's all good. There's guys I'm not a fan of that other people really like, but I'll put in compare and contrast. On this show, we have the Public Enemy. Yeah, it's kind of corny that they're in the jail or whatever, but it's still very raw, very rough. Whereas the WWF was giving us Mo and Mabel, men on a mission, who were essentially the wrestling version of tag team. You know, but it's so there's two it's two very stark different kinds of product, and ECW's product in this time stood out so much more because of that, because it was so starkly different.
Well, I was going to let you go. Do your tirade, man.
I'm done.
Cut your promo, buddy. I'm not going to cut you off, man. I'm not going to cut you off on your promo. Cut it. You're right. I mean, I agree, like, wholeheartedly. I mean, if there's just so much stuff that you wish you could do backwards and redo it again.
Yeah.
Good God. When you thank God for YouTube. I don't know what you guys are going to watch tonight, but I'm probably going to watch some AWA from like 1981.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to go to sleep. And I love a good Vern Gagne.
Vern Gagne.
Yeah. Against Tom Rocky Stone.
Vern Gagne's most hardcore match was in the nursing home when he killed that guy.
I never heard about that.
Yeah.
Did Vern Gagne report about it?
Vern Gagne killed a guy.
Yeah, that was the biggest heel turn ever.
Well, we really can't be saying this stuff on the radio. You got to edit this out. There's no way
Vern Gagne turned heel in like 2010.
I don't want to be on Vern Gagne's bad side.
Zombie Vern Gagne is coming at you. All right, anything you guys want to say?
Heard that Vern Gagne killed a guy?
They all kill people.
Well, he actually killed a guy. Like, he choked him out in a retirement home.
Were you there?
I wasn't there, but I read about it.
Okay, you read about it. All right. Was he there?
Well, yeah, he was, because he killed him.
No, the guy that wrote about it. And you read about it.
There was, like, police report.
Okay, the police report said that Vern Gagne killed a guy, and the other guy said he killed a guy. And he told you that he killed a guy.
I'm going to look it up.
Oh, we ain't got time for this.
we while Aaron's looking that up, we are going to sign off.
Yeah, you go ahead. You text me later, buddy.
Thank you all for joining us this week on Reliving the Extreme. Aaron, Chad, thank you for joining me. And we appreciate your support, everybody. Join our Facebook group if you have not yet. Check out WrestleNet Radio also, and the We Can't Wrestle podcast. That being said, we'll see you next week on Reliving the Extreme. But yeah, Vern Gagne really did kill a guy.
How about this? I don't give a fuck. Vern Gagne could have killed 10 people.
I
was off by a year. I said
serial killer Vern Gagne. That's a great gimmick.
The fucking Strangler. The Minnesota Strangler. Running around grabbing everybody like he's fucking Danny Hyde with apples.
I was off by a year. I said 2010. It was 2009 that Vern Gagne killed a guy. The guy he killed's name was Helmut Gutman.
I'm sure it was.
It was. Here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what his family told him the name was. Helmut Gutman. That's his name.
Yeah, it's Oh man,
So you never got the DVDs I sent you yet?
no.
All right.
I thought you forgot about it. Like I was like, oh well, I guess he
They
didn't
went
send
out
them yet.
like in March.
Still haven't got them.
I thought you would have got them, and like I wouldn't have figured you'd have messaged me and said, "Yeah, I got the DVDs." I thought you would have just watched them and blah blah blah.
No, I
I
haven't
didn't
got
know
them.
you didn't even get them yet.
I haven't got them.
Oh, well, that's fucked up.
Like when we get them, I'll get them and we can review them. I want to watch them and
Well, that's why I sent them
apart.
to you.
I know, but I haven't got them yet.
All right, we gotta figure out something because it's my post office that's fucked up. It's coming in that's fucked up, not going out. So I don't know why you didn't get them yet. Because that's not one of the issues.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying I haven't got them.
I'm gonna have to go upstairs and look at your address again.
All right.
I mean, eventually it'll come back to me. It's only like 4 DVDs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
it'll come back to me.
I have not trying to butt in on your conversation there, gents, but I have actually a serious question for you, which we don't do often, but I have been, as requested or as you guys suggested.
are you in the Pennsylvania jail that Public Enemy was in?
No, I'm in my basement. I know you guys suggested that I record everything, so I have been. So if I do like maybe some weeks where we have a deal where like last week or whatever where we can't record, or the week before, whatever it was, and I use some of that stuff as like a bonus episode, what I want to know is there, especially for you, Chad, because you know people, is there anybody or anything that if you mentioned it while we were having those conversations, you don't want to be on the air? Because I don't want to put anything out there that's going to cause shit.
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I
just want to be sure because I didn't want to put a show out and you're like, oh, fuck, why did you put that on a show? I know that guy or blah, blah, blah.
I said something on the 605 show that kind of like stirred up a bunch of shit. And I actually tried to call Brian back and tell him that you might want to take that out.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't answer because his number was like private. But other than that, anything I say is the truth. And even what I told Brian was the truth.
Right.
I just didn't know who it was going to affect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why I wanted to ask before I did any of that, because I think it's cool that I'm recording it all, and I think we do some funny shit when we're not doing the show, but I also don't want to disrespect you by putting something out there you don't want out there. You know?
Oh, dude, I fucking slept with a midget. I did Jerry Springer 4 times. I was naked on national television 5 times. Yeah, I got no shame. What the fuck? Yeah, that's not happening. I don't give a fuck. I mean, at this point, I'm not taking bookings. Nobody's calling me to do autograph signings or whatever kind of shit. So I'm not sweating it. I mean, everything I say is the way that I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. Because I'm sure I was fucked up probably half of the time during half of it. But it's the way that I saw it.
Right.
And it's funny because there's some wrestling tapes that I record that when I burn them, I wrote Monday Night Wrestling, this date, the way that I saw it. Because I would switch back and forth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nitro and Raw. So yeah. I mean, if I tell you something that's not true, I don't make up anything. there's not a reason to make up anything. And I don't want it to affect anybody. So Nate, you could be the judge,
Okay. Yeah.
and figure it out. But I don't want to offend anybody by saying anything. But yeah, anything I say is the way that I saw it. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I said, I just wanted to touch base with you on that before I would do anything like that, just to make sure.
Because
And
I still ain't listened to the last of the Weekend Wrestle show. I still ain't seen the gay fucking whatever gimmick that Aaron did. I haven't heard that yet.
No, I didn't do a gay gimmick. I just brought gay Bruno.
Well,
and then I kind of ran with
heard gay Bruno yet.
Aaron
Maybe I might want that taken out.
Aaron brought it up, and I kind of ran with it. I was actually the most offensive one on that one.
Yeah, that was that show was a disaster. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but dude, I was already fucked up before we even did our show. But I always maintain composure to do our show. To have copious notes and be ready to perform. But then when you said, "Can you stick around to do the other show?" I was like, "Well, that's not a guarantee. That's we never talked about that one beforehand."
Well, and as time goes on, to be honest, I was thinking about it because Aaron, you had mentioned doing more shows like that. As time goes on, with trying to have content for the radio station too, the more serious stuff we do, like serious top 10 lists or pay-per-view reviews and stuff like that. To be honest, that might wind up being radio station stuff, and I just might turn the We Can't Wrestle podcast into that fucking morning zoo thing. To be honest with you, because to me it works. I think it's fun as hell.
Well, I mean, I'll do anything. I mean, I'm not against doing anything. Like, because Jess knows how much I love the business, and how much I love, not even so much how much I love it now, because it's not, my love is not there now, but how much I loved it then. And when she hears me talk about it, she kind of gets all excited because she knows that I'm excited about talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'll do anything. I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up, guys. I don't know if it's you guys or just like me being out there doing other stuff, but I got other podcasts that are asking me to do stuff.
That's awesome.
And it's good for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I mean, eventually I'm gonna end up putting over you guys at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what these guys do for listeners, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And
but
there are so many wrestling podcasts that I listen to, and I'm like, wow, this is garbage. and maybe it's just me. Maybe their show's really great and I just don't like it. But there's other ones that are really good. Like
wait till I do the MCW podcast. That's a pretty big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna stream. They stream all their shows live, and then you can download them. But I was a big part of MCW wrestling when it first started. Guys Leo Rush, Velveteen Dream, Orlando Jordan, guys like that. I trained a bunch of them guys. Joey Mercury, Christian York, Alexis. Not Alexis. What's her name? The girl that got let go.
Mickey James.
Mickey James.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all trained them. We trained Lita. So I got a lot of people that are interested in just talking about that kind of crap. doing podcasts, but I'm content doing this. This is what I like doing. Until I'm gone, by the way. Because once I'm gone, I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. Fuck this. Fuck. Wait till you see the fucking promotion for Chad Austin versus Sabu. You're gonna fucking die. You're gonna shit. You're gonna shit. Because they do a whole entire a video package of next week. It's Chad Austin versus Sabu. And I'm thinking it's because Sabu is he's going to do business with me. No, not at all. He just destroys me. Like, just destroys me. Like, nothing I could do about it. He just, what is this? Yeah, he kills me. And I think Paul thought that was going to be like his, I mean, we'll get to that later on. That's like July or something. But I think Paul thought that was going to be my like coming out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I put up a pretty good showing against Sabu, what the fuck was I going to do against that guy? He's slamming me. He's just jumping off ropes. You know, I mean, he's just killing me. I don't have any. What am I doing here?
So in a Sabu match, you're a prop, pretty much. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, dude, I'm completely a prop because I'm just going. I got no offense whatsoever. And they advertised the match like next week, Chad Austin versus Sabu. And I watched it. And I was like, I didn't get any offense.
Like you didn't get any offense because they edited it out, or you literally didn't get any offense?
Oh, I didn't get any offense. No. That's before. Let's just say, I think me and Sabu had a little bit of heat because I was using the name Chabu when I was doing independent matches, which wasn't a disrespect, clearly, right?
No.
I was doing it as an homage. I'm doing Sabu shit, and when I saw it's Chad. Oh, wait till we get to this show. This is a doozy of a show, guys.
Because you did that shit with Terry Funk, right?
No, that's before Terry Funk's before this. The Terry Funk show. I mean, the Sabu show is we're not really recording, right? The show we're just recording.
Yeah, we're not recording the show.
Yeah, but I wasn't even home. I didn't even know I was booked, and I called my mom just to see if I had any phone calls. And my mom said some guy named Paul E just called like 5 times and said, "Where are you at?" And she said, "I don't know. I don't know." She's like Helen Costanza. I don't know. And I said, where am I supposed to be at? She goes, he said you're supposed to be in Philadelphia, like at 3:00. I didn't know that, and that was the day that I worked Benoit, Sabu, Rockin' Rebel, my whole entire persona changed that day. And it almost didn't happen. I was hanging out with my buddy down on the Eastern Shore on the beach, just chilling. And all of a sudden I hear, Paulie said you're supposed to be in Philadelphia. Why? So you can get beat up by Chris Benoit, Sabu, and Rockin' Rebel. Oh, hang on. I'll be there in an hour and a half.
For at least 2 out of 3 of them.
Well, I won one of them. And that's the last time you're going to see the guy that I beat.
Well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to head to I got to work tomorrow morning, so I'm going to sign out here, but thank you very much. It was a great show.
Thanks, guys.
I have to get up and drink tomorrow morning.
And I will do my best to edit it.
I'm actually going to sit at the bar tomorrow, like the bar at my house. I never do that. I have this cool bar at my house, and I have draft beer and everything. I just never sit at it.
Watch some old wrestling at your bar tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to sit in my recliner and watch old wrestling until I pass out tonight. So, you guys have a good night. Thanks for a good show, guys.
Have a good night, gents.
Later on, buddy. Everything good?
All good.
Everything? You're happy with everything?
Yes, sir.